Hey there everyone, welcome back to Playground Sessions. I'm Phil and I'm excited because today we're going to be doing another Popular Music Deconstructed episode. This time, instead of looking at a chord progression, we're going to be looking at one of music's most common rhythmic patterns. Specifically, we're going to be looking at groupings of notes in a 3-3-2 grouping, and I'll explain what that means here in a sec. So in addition to looking at the theory behind these songs, I'm going to show you some actual excerpts from real songs that all use this pattern as well. And I bet you're going to be surprised when you see what songs are in this category together. For example, we've got a song by Justin Bieber, we've also got a song by John Legend, and a song by Sean Paul and Enrique Iglesias. We're also going to be looking at Coldplay, so all sorts of different genres and styles that use the 3-3-2 rhythm. But before we get into all that fun stuff, let's start by just doing a quick review of our basic rhythms. If you take a look at the sheet music above, we see a 4-4 excerpt, we've got 8 measures, and we see all different types of rhythms in the right hand. So what I want to do is walk through this and review how many counts each one of these notes get. Measure 1 in the right hand, we've got a whole note, that is 4 counts. Then measure 2, we switch to 2 half notes, 2 counts, and then 2 counts. Measure 3, you see we've got quarter notes, 1 per beat, so we've got 4 quarter notes in that measure. Measure 4, all eighth notes. So you see what we're doing, we're starting with the big notes, and we're chopping them down in size each time. Then in measures 5 through 8, we see some different kinds of pattern groupings in the right hand. So we'll walk through that and we'll review these rhythms. And just for reference, the left hand is consistently playing whole notes. So no matter what we're doing in the right hand, left hand is playing that 4 count note on C below middle C. We'll keep our left hand pinky, our 5th finger, on that. Alright, so let's get in position. We've got our pinky in the left hand on C, like I said, and our right hand 3rd finger, middle finger, is going to be on E above middle C. Okay, so we're just going to play these 2 notes as we walk through this, but we're focusing on rhythms, not harmony here. Okay, so I'm going to set my metronome to 100 BPM, and let's go ahead and walk through this. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Whole note. Now 2 halves, 4 quarters, and eighth notes. Next line down, dotted half and a quarter, dotted quarter and eighths, quarter, half, quarter, eighth notes, quarter, half. So that's it. Not much of a song on its own, right? But this is more of a rhythm exercise to get your hands used to playing different rhythms while the other hand's playing something else, and getting used to, more importantly, subdividing our measures. And we'll get into that in just a second, what subdivision means. But there's our quick rhythm review, so play that as many times as you need to feel comfortable with all these different groupings of rhythms. But when you're ready, let's move on to the next part. Alright, what I want to do now is talk a little bit more about subdivision. What does that mean? What does it mean when we subdivide our measures or our notes? Well, here what we're really talking about is simple math. We've got a whole note, which gets 4 counts. If we were to subdivide that, we get 4 quarter notes, right? We subdivide that even further, we get 8 eighth notes. Really, we're talking about the lowest common denominator here. How many times smaller beats fit into a larger beat. And typically, in most popular music, we see symmetrical divisions of the beat. In other words, if we're in 4-4 and we see one whole measure, we usually see a half note and a half note, or 2 quarter notes, 2 quarter notes. Something that within the measure can be divided equally in half. However, an asymmetrical subdivision might look like this. 3 beats in a group and then just 1 beat left over. So 3-1, asymmetrical, instead of 2-2. So let's take a look above at our example for asymmetrical subdivisions. We're going to be in the same position, but this time, take a look at measure 1 in the right hand. We've got 4 quarter notes again, but they're grouped differently. 3 quarter notes on E and just 1 on G. Okay, we're still in 4-4, but we don't have as much of a even division anymore, do we? Measure 2, similar idea. We're going to play just 1 beat on E, and then we have a dotted half note on C. That's a 3-beat note. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the right hand for measure 2. Also kind of a weird, uneven division, right? Now let's take a look at measure 3. We've got all eighth notes, but they are also divided up unevenly. Our first 3 eighth notes are on E And then we jump up to G and finish out the measure on G. So this measure is actually a 3-5 division. If we're counting by eighth notes, we've got a group of 3 and then a group of 5, instead of our more common group of 4, okay? And then finally, measure 4, we've got 2 eighth notes and then a dotted half. So we've got 1 and 2, 3, 4. Here we go, all 4 measures. We're going to subdivide by eighth notes by counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to try to count out loud as we play this whole asymmetrically subdivided passage. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Excellent job. Your rhythm chops are already getting much stronger. Well, here's the moment we've been waiting for today. We're going to be looking at a new grouping of rhythms now. 3, 3, 2. We talked about symmetrical subdivision, but we're past that now. Now we're in the more interesting asymmetrical rhythm realm. So take a look above at our newest sheet music. And let's just look at the right hand first. Same position. We've got our first 3 eighth notes on E. Our next 3 eighth notes on G. So that's 3 and 3. Our final 2 eighth notes for this measure are going to be on C. And let's just play that together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See that? Still adds up to 4 beats, but we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 rhythm groupings. And believe it or not, that pattern is used across a lot of different genres and styles over different eras of music. This is a very common way to break up a 4/4 measure asymmetrically. And we're going to be looking at some song examples really soon. I mentioned up front we're going to be looking at a Bieber tune, a John Legend tune, some Coldplay, some Enrique Iglesias, all sorts of stuff, okay? But for now, we're going to keep it in the exercise world and just look at this out of context of the song. Let's look at each measure on its own here and see how we can divide it up differently, still using 3-3-2. So measure 1 we looked at, it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Measure 2, different notes but same rhythmic grouping. This time we're going to go D, E, C. And that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Measure 3, same as measure 1. That goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And measure 4 is almost the same as measure 2, but instead of our final 2 eighth notes being eighth notes, we're combining them into 1 quarter note. So it goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Still 3-3-2, by the way. But remember, if we subdivide that last quarter note by eighth notes, we actually see that there are 2 eighth notes in there. So it's 3-3-2 eighth note beats, not notes, right? Make sure you know the difference. So what I want to do now is look at just the right hand for all 4 measures together. Let's see if we can do it at 100 BPM. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 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 Don't forget to hold that last quarter note. Great work. Let's add the left hand. 1, 2, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Way to go. So that is our 3-3-2 rhythmic grouping. So without further ado, why don't we get into some real song examples and see how some of your favorite artists use this rhythmic grouping as well. The first song example I want to look at is coming straight out of a style known as reggaeton. So let's direct our attention now at a song that Sean Paul and Enrique Iglesias gave us called Bailando. And before we dive in, I want you to just take a look at the sheet music. Let's analyze this a little bit. Measure 2, in the left hand, we see a pattern of a dotted quarter, and a quarter. Well, that just looks like 3 notes, right? But remember, if we subdivide everything by eighth notes, we will see that the first dotted quarter note gets how many? 3 eighth notes. Next dotted quarter note, 3 eighth notes. And a final quarter note, 2 eighth notes. So if we count those eighth notes, we see our left hand pattern actually goes 3, 3, 2. And I want you to look ahead to every measure that follows. We see the same pattern. So what I want to do now is just play through the left hand on its own so you can hear this pattern. It goes a little something like this. 1, 2, here we go. Okay? If we subdivide that, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 See that? It's kind of fast when you count it out loud, but we still, no doubt, have a 3-3-2 rhythmic grouping in the left. So I'm going to add that melody in so we can hear what it sounds like in the context of this tune. Here we go. 1, 2, go. All right, next up, we're going to go from Jamaican and Puerto Rican style reggaeton. We're jumping right up to some dance pop music by Justin Bieber. And in this song, which is Sorry, we're going to be seeing the same pattern in the left hand. Dotted quarter, quarter. And remember, when we subdivide, that equals 3/8 notes, 3/8 notes, 2/8 notes. 3, 3, 2. So again, I want to start with just the left hand so you can hear this, and then we'll add the melody. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. And when we add the right hand melody, this should sound familiar. 1, 2, here we go. Perfect. Another perfect 3-3-2. Next up on our list for 3-3-2 songs is John Legend's Love Me Now. Again, take a look at that left-hand pattern. Dotted quarter, quarter, or 3/8 notes, 3/8 notes, 2/8 notes. 3-3-2. So again, let's take it with the left hand on its own and start with just that. 1, 2, here we go. Hear that? Just like the reggaeton, just like the dance pop of Justin Bieber. Well, let's get both hands up here now and see what this sounds like when the melody is added. 1, 2, here we go. Okay, there's another one. So we just saw a few examples where the left-hand rhythmic pattern is our 3-3-2, and then our right hand plays an unrelated melody, right? Well, now I want to look at a song example, arguably one of the most famous we've looked at yet for 3-3-2, where the right hand is actually playing that pattern. And that song is Clocks by Coldplay. So when we look up at our sheet music for Clocks, we see a bunch of eighth notes in the right hand, and even though they're grouped 3-3-2, we still see them beamed by groups of 4. So 4 eighth notes, we get 1 beam. Next 4 eighth notes, we get another beam. However, when we analyze the notes, we see that they're still grouped 3-3-2. Okay? So our first 3 are next 3 exactly the same. And our final 2, then we move on. So when we play them all together, we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then we switch to a new position. Same pattern though. That measure repeats. Now next measure. That same pattern goes throughout. And by the way, the next 4 measures, same as the first 4 measures. So why don't we do a little bit of a review of that, this time up to speed. Since these are eighth notes, we're going to be playing them twice as fast. And that goes like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's starting to sound familiar, right? So again, there is an example where 3-3-2 is right in the clear and present melodic part, not just in the bass line or the left-hand chords. Let's add the left hand and let's play all 8 of these measures to wrap up this lesson on 3-3-2 groupings. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, play. Way to go. So guys, that is the 3-3-2 rhythmic grouping. We see this through all sorts of music. We see it in pop music, we see it in R&B, we see it in rock, we see it in reggaeton, we see it all over the place. So my question for you guys, if you'll leave me an answer in the comments below, what other songs do you know of that use the 3-3-2 rhythmic groupings? It can be in the drum part, it could be in the vocal melody, it can be anywhere. As long as you hear that 3-3-2, let me know what you're hearing. And if I get enough comments on the same songs below, I'll tell you what, I'll do a lesson and teach you how to play that as well. Well guys, once again, I'm Phil, and if you love what you learned here today, remember, hit the subscribe button to your left. We've got song lessons where we show you how to play the main sections of songs from all sorts of different artists, like Coldplay, Beethoven, Miles Davis, John Legend, the Beatles, many more. And we're also putting out theory videos where we deconstruct popular music, we talk about chord progressions, rhythms, we'll be talking about practice tips, arranging and composing tricks, all sorts of stuff, everything related to the piano. You can find it here on our YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you like what you saw today in the video, well, that was me using the Playground Sessions app. That's right, the features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the full playground experience. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, the app has incredible interactive feedback and gaming features, full songs broken down by sections and in different difficulty levels, and a whole music theory bootcamp section, all taught by YouTube star David Sides. So click the app button on the left to learn more. Alright guys, I'm Phil and you're watching Playground Sessions. Hit that subscribe button so I can see you for the next video.